Hi folks, my name is Angelique Gravely, better known as Angel. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am a woman who wears many professional hats. I am a writer, a certified school counselor, a public speaker, and an LGBTQ+ educator and advocate. Because this space is primarily devoted to my work as an LGBTQ+ educator, and because many people have expressed misconceptions about that particular professional role, I've created this short video to explain what being an LGBTQ+ educator means. But before I begin, I want to make clear that the following statements describe my personal relationship to the term LGBTQ+ educator and should not be taken as generalizable statements about what the term does or should mean for anyone else. Providing LGBTQ+ education can look many different ways. This is just the way that aligns best with my values and experiences. So, what does being an LGBTQ+ educator mean to me? Well, firstly, being an LGBTQ+ educator means teaching knowledge, skills, and attitudes that will help carve out more space in our society for LGBTQ+ people to live and thrive as their authentic selves. I teach about a variety of LGBTQ+ topics to audiences of all races, genders, and orientations, but as a Black bisexual woman, I am committed to prioritizing the experiences and histories of bisexual plus and Black same-gender loving and LGBTQ+ communities in my work. My identities also inspire me to lean heavily on the educational philosophies of Black women and non-binary people. Although I teach about LGBTQ+ topics, I don't identify as a sexuality educator or sexologist because I don't teach about sexual behavior, sexual health, sex positivity, or most other aspects of comprehensive sexuality education. My work is solely focused on LGBTQ+ history, experiences, and competency building, which is why I solely identify as an LGBTQ+ educator when describing this particular professional hat. Secondly, being an LGBTQ+ educator means questioning and challenging typical ways of talking and teaching about sexuality and gender. The experiences of many communities have been repeatedly left out of conversations about LGBTQ+ topics, which continues to have negative impacts on people in those communities. Because I view the ultimate purpose of good education to be liberation, I believe it's important to interrogate whether the ways I've been taught about sexuality and gender reinforce oppressive systems, envision ways of teaching about sexuality and gender that combat oppressive systems, and invite learners to engage in that questioning and envisioning with me. Although one of the ways I accomplish these things is by centering Black experiences in my work, I am not a racial justice educator. My work is about highlighting the nuanced realities that exist at the intersections of Black and LGBTQ+ identities, not about helping people acknowledge and unpack their own racism and anti-Blackness. And lastly, being an LGBTQ+ educator means rooting my knowledge in the lived experiences of the communities I teach about. I fell into providing LGBTQ+ education because I didn't see my lived experiences as a Black bisexual Christian accurately reflected in the education I received. My experiences feeling erased in classrooms and workshops motivate me to create content and learning spaces that reflect the diverse, complex ways people and communities think and talk about themselves. Rather than prioritize the work of outside researchers and educators on LGBTQ+ subcommunities, I prioritize research, personal narratives, and other forms of information directly from the communities I teach about. Although I study constantly in order to represent communities accurately, I am not an expert on all LGBTQ+ topics. To be honest, I don't aspire to be. I believe LGBTQ+ education will always be fluid and evolving. So my goal as an educator is not to reach some peak level of knowledge, but instead to continue to evolve with LGBTQ+ education. I aspire to always remember that there are new things for me to learn and to commit to the work and humility it takes to do that learning. There are people in my workshops and my communities, among my social media followers, and in the world at large who know things that I don't know, which is why I'm always seeking out new information and working to create spaces of collaborative learning where everyone involved, myself included, can learn from each other. If you would like to join me in that collaborative learning process, you can connect with me on any of the following social media platforms or on my website. And if you'd like to support the work that I'm doing, feel free to leave me a gift on my Ko-fi page. I look forward to teaching and learning with you.